kids. Welcome back to the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame. Last week, we learned about thoroughbreds who race as 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds and even older. We also learned about a new type of thoroughbred race. Do you remember the name of this new race? That's right, it's called the steeplechase. During a steeplechase, horses have to jump over fences and shrubs. Today, we're going to learn about careers for thoroughbred racehorses after they retire from the racetrack. Most thoroughbreds live to be 24 to 28 years old, so they have a lot of life left to live after their racing career ends. Remember how we talked about all of the training thoroughbred racehorses have to go through before they can race at a track? Well, that training and the fact that they are very smart animals can help them in their second careers too. Many thoroughbreds are retrained after retiring from the racetrack for all sorts of different purposes. Some thoroughbreds go live with families who want a horse they could ride any time at their house. These horses almost become like pets, like dogs or cats. They live in a barn near their new family's house and get to go on trail rides and play in a pasture all day. Sometimes these new owners of an off-the-track thoroughbred train their horse in different types of exhibition and competition styles. One of these styles is called dressage. Dressage is actually a French word that means training. Some of the yearlings who were receiving early race training were taught some elements of dressage. Have you ever taken a dance class? Or maybe just danced around in your living room? Well, dressage is a bit like a dance for horses. There are specific movements they are taught and have to remember, just like professional dancers. Balance is very important in dressage, just like in dancing and horse racing. That's why many young thoroughbreds who are headed to the racetrack are taught dressage, and why they learn it so quickly after retiring. Horses can enter into dressage competitions where they are judged by how well they perform the set of movements. The horse with the highest score wins. After retiring from the racetrack, thoroughbreds can also be trained as therapy horses. This involves a lot of training, but many therapeutic centers across the United States have found that thoroughbred horses are particularly gifted at equine-assisted therapy because they are naturally intelligent and intuitive. Since thoroughbreds were trained to listen to a rider's commands, they are very good at responding to the emotions of a human. Many people benefit from equine-assisted therapy. These horses help people who struggle with various different mental health issues and often help military veterans as well. Another post-retirement career for thoroughbreds is jumping. Racehorses can be retrained as jumpers, which is another sport for equine and human athletes. Jumping is similar to dressage in that you can compete. There are jumping competitions all over the United States where horses and humans compete on courses against others at their same level. Thoroughbreds can make great jumpers because of their strength and intelligence. Some thoroughbreds will also go on to become polo horses. Polo is a team sport played on horseback, where the riders use a mallet to try to hit a ball across a field and into the other team's goal. A thoroughbred's athleticism and intelligence makes them an excellent polo horse. Some thoroughbreds have even been a part of the USA's national polo team.
Hi everyone, I'm Dervla. I work here at the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame, and I'm back once again to show you a nice fun craft that you can try at home. So this week we're going to be making a horse out of paper plate, some cardstock or construction paper, and some yarn. So in order to make the most out of your horse, you'll want to paint your paper plate. You can use whatever color you want. I went for brown because I like nice brown horses. But you can paint it whatever color you want. You could be blue, yellow, purple, any color under the sun. It's all up to you. So after you have painted your plate and left it to dry, the next thing you want to do is grab scissors and just cut the plate in half. So I went ahead and traced out some lines on the back. So that might be the easiest way for you to do it, just to give you kind of rough guides of where to cut when it comes time to start this craft. So you just cut right across the plate. And then you have two bits of plate that look like this. So this is going to be the main body of your horse. You can see it's nice and round looking, but we'll give him some legs and a head, and he's going to look fantastic. Okay, so the next thing is to cut out the head. So like I said, if you trace on the back of the plate, that might be the best. So I've just done a very rough sketch on the back, and I'm going to cut around it. So there, you see, there's the horse head. And what you want to do is stick your head onto your horse. Looks kind of funny right now. I promise it won't look that funny at the end. So I'm just going to use some tape and put it right on, attaching it nice and securely at the back. So the next step is to cut out the legs. So again, I've just done some rough sketches on the back here, and I'll start cutting those out. And the legs, they don't have to be even, they don't have to all be the same size. This is kind of a fun, crazy horse, so he doesn't have to be absolutely perfect for him to be finished. Okay, so now I've got two legs cut out, got two more to go. Oh, that one is definitely shorter than the other ones, but that's okay. Put that one at the front of the horse. And there's the last one. So you've got your four legs, and then you want to just, like the head, attach them to the back. So where's the short one? Here it is. So I'm going to put the short one on first using tape. Just stick it down wherever you want. This is your horse. Nobody can tell you how to make him. Oops, I messed up my tape there. I'm going to just try and fix it a little bit. Okay, so he's got two legs now. I'm going to stick on the other two. And the last one. Alrighty, so this is what he looks like. This leg is a little too big, so I'm just going to trim it a little bit. Okay, now it looks slightly less silly. So the next step is to make a saddle. So you can use any color construction paper that you want. I have the option here, I could use either green or red, and I think I'm going to go with the green one. So you just kind of cut out a semicircle, and you can trace it before you start. Just again, a rough sketch will help you get more of an idea of how it's going to look. So then what you want to do is take your tape and you fold it backwards and fold it again so that it becomes like double-sided tape. And you stick that onto your semicircle, and then you're going to do it again. So you fold it backwards and then fold it again and stick it onto the semicircle. And then you just place it wherever you want on your horse's body. And then the next step is to give your horse an ear. So you just use one of the bits of the other half of the plate that you didn't use before. Whoops. So I'm going to use just this part. Just take a little tiny bit of tape. That's actually too much, so I'm going to cut it again. And then stick it on to the top of his head. So just right up here. So then he has an ear. And the last step is the tail. So you want to take your yarn and you can cut a length of it. So I'm going to cut roughly this much, and then you cut it in half again if you cut a long piece. And then I'm going to cut it in half one more time. And then just take a little bit of tape, flip over your horse, and you can stick the tail right onto the back of it. And actually, I want him to have a bushier tail, so I'm going to cut another big length of it, so about that much. Just cut it, fold it over, cut it again, and then one more time. And none of these have to be precise or accurate measurements. Just want to get a rough few pieces of yarn cut, and then I'm going to use the same piece of tape and just wrap them all together in that one bit of tape at the back, and then he ends up looking like this. And what you can do if you like is, if you get a marker or a bit of black paint, you can paint a face onto your horse too. But there you go, there's your paper plate horse.